Day one at Augusta is in the books, and I tell you what, man, I had to come on here. I'm flying solo today. No caddy. I've been left unsupervised. It's not a good thing, but thank you, any of you that'll be joining in on this. We're also live on TikTok for the first time, so this could be a colossal train wreck. No TJ, no Mac, nobody supervising me, but here we go. I have done this and booked out my calendar for the better part of the last 20 years to watch the first round of the Masters. And I don't know if I've ever seen as much as I saw in the first round of the Masters as I did today. Today was a little bit ridiculous, so just wanted to come on and share my thoughts on here. If you're holding a first round leader ticket like some of us are, Justin Rose, man. Is there anybody in sports better than Justin Rose in the first round of a golf tournament, period, but especially at the Masters? Those of you that didn't get a chance to follow along today, Justin Rose breaks Jack Nicklaus's record for the most times being tied for or in the lead at the Masters. Just a fantastic day from Justin Rose. Had some really big odds too for those of you that were able to jump on and grab him for a first round leader bet. It was nice for me personally to not have like 7 friggin' guys like jumping in on my first round leader bet. Feels like a first round leader orgy every friggin' week, but Justin Rose able to stay to the top. But we saw bad luck shots. We saw great shots. We saw somebody getting relief in Rays Creek instead of getting it from Rays Creek. Sergio Garcia, I got to give him a shout out right away. If you haven't seen it yet, go to our X channel at Mike Arana Show. But I got to give him credit. I didn't see him for the first time physically until he was on 18, and I thought he rushed his shot up the on the approach at 18, but I can't say I fault the guy. I mean, he did have to hustle the 1.4 miles down the road in Augusta to get to his drive-through shift at McDonald's because he was dressed like, well, I mean, this would be an insult to Ronald McDonald, but Sergio was dressed like a clown today. Actually played pretty well. So a lot of stuff going on. Again, feel free to comment if you're watching along, and if you are, thanks. Appreciate you. I'll have the rest of the crew back in here very, very soon. On the 19th, actually, we will all be in here for our Stanley Cup preview show as the Stanley Cup playoffs get underway. But I really enjoyed today. It's hard not to enjoy the Masters as a whole, but man, I mean, let's start with the incident. And when I say the incident, I mean the pissing incident, like in Rays Creek. Now, there's a lot of people that are going to come out and go, oh, all you old heads don't, you just need to go away. Listen, the upside down script on the hats, I'm done with that. It never started for me. You look like an absolute ass if you're wearing a hat with upside down script. That's just my thoughts on it. Feel free to disagree with me if you want. But I think that's what made the situation for Jose Luis Ballester even worse today is the fact that he's at Augusta, the fact that he's got an Arizona State Sun Devils hat on upside down, where the script says Sun Devils upside down. And then homie decides to go and piss in Rays Creek. And then after, this is the best part, is after they were asking him about it, and I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but they were asking him about if he was worried about any repercussions, and he basically said, IDGAF. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep my mouth clean for a little bit here, but he said he would do it again, which I thought was freaking hilarious because there, there's people in the Augusta National Golf Club that are just like peeling paint off walls right now. I mean, the dude took a leak in Rays Creek and he forgot that there was bathrooms Very close by. Normally, we see guys getting relief from Rays Creek. He needed to relieve himself in Rays Creek. So we'll see if he's around for the weekend. But, as I said, like every year, and there's the exception of 2 years, I can remember not doing this, and I friggin' regretted it. Booking out the calendar. Sorry, don't talk to me. If you need me, I'll get in touch with you on Monday, whatever the case may be, as far as making sure I can watch the Masters. And I'm telling you, between Justin Rose and the game of can you top this with Rory and Patrick Cantlay on the 15th, the bad luck shot of the day for me was Hideki on 13. I mean, just a beautiful shot, nails the flagstick, goes into the drink. And that's one of those things where we always talk about, and I know Mac and I talk about it a lot on the Mike versus Mac, and I'll get to that leaderboard here very shortly. But Mac and I talk about it all the time. It's like how deceptive a scorecard is in golf. And if you look at what Hideki Matsuyama did today, that's exactly the case. I mean, he really honestly hit one bad shot, and it wasn't even a bad shot. It was so good it hit the damn flagstick. Meanwhile, Patrick Cantlay and Rory McIlroy both decided to chip right through that 15th green, right on down to the water. And I'm not throwing shade because I'll be the first one to tell you, if they let my dumb ass out on the course at Augusta, I would probably shoot, I'm going to guess like 97, and that might be when I make the turn. I mean, it's funny when the conversation goes around all the time of, oh, could this guy cross over to this sport and do this? And I think the one sport that really kind of gets forgotten is golf. And Rory McIlroy showed you how ridiculously hard golf is, especially at Augusta National. I mean, in the span of an hour, he goes double on the backside to finish, and he's nowhere to be found on the leaderboard. You have to go all the way down to 27th. He was closing in on that top group at the front. Honestly, sitting there with my thumb over the refresh button, not that I would have cashed out, but I was just kind of interested to track it, holding that Justin Rose ticket. The one guy that I thought could catch him today was Rory McIlroy, and then I saw that. So Justin Rose again at the top. I don't think anybody's surprised. I know I'm not. I don't know about you guys out there. The few of you that are watching, we appreciate you. I know it's a Thursday at a weird ass time. Take the time off of work next year. I know. It gets hard. You can't take time off for March Madness starting, and then a couple weeks later, take time off. I mean, you can go I just quit my job approach, like I've done several times in my life prior to doing this. But I'm not shocked to see the top of the leaderboard. I think Corey Connors is a guy that I've loved for a while. He's been playing good golf. Not surprised to see him towards the top there. Actually had a no sweat ticket on him, so was in pretty good shape. Scotty Scheffler, again, we didn't nickname him the Terminator on the show for no reason. I mean, nobody's shocked. And I thought, and I can't remember the commentator today, by the way, fantastic job on the coverage all friggin' day long. By the combo of the ESPN and CBS guys, but I can't remember who said it exactly. But in talking about Rory and kind of that difference an hour made for him today, this thing was built as Scotty versus Rory, and Mac in our Mike versus Mac contest did it perfectly right. He saved for the end of the first stage. He has Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy. I mean, I was going to be up against it no matter what here. And whoever pisses me off, I hate when I can't remember exactly who said something because it was a great line. Scotty Scheffler, it looked so easy for him today, as it has very many times as we've seen him in these big events and just over the last calendar year in general. Rory looked like he really had to battle to get it to that -4. And then, we had the double, and doubles are good. I mean, not really. In and out's the most overrated shit in the world, but doubles are not good at Augusta, especially down the stretch there. So, the shot of the day for me, and another guy that gets kind of forgotten about, I actually took a ticket on him, and it's Akshay Bhatia. I took a ticket on him at the beginning of the year to finish in the top 10 of all four Masters, or all four majors. Sorry, Masters on my mind. Masters on my mind. I won't sing anymore for you, I swear, I promise. But his game, really, really good. I think he's got a chance to make some noise as well. Great finish by him today, going birdie, birdie, birdie down the stretch. He's a guy that I think is going to hang around for the weekend, but I have this propensity this year, those of you that have followed us on our social channels at Mike Arana Show, especially those that have followed our Mike versus Max segment since last season, I've got this propensity of picking guys that do really, really well until they end up on a Saturday. Most of the time, it's like early on a Sunday, hitting a shot like 4 holes in when they still have a couple shot lead. And I pull my head back up to the TV and they're standing there with 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on grass. And it's a disaster. So I have a propensity for picking that. So take whatever I say here with a grain of salt. Down at the bottom of the screen there, you're going to see the current odds for a certain group of guys. And I'm going to tell you why in a second here. But I'm going to ask you a question first. If those of you that are on X, and I don't know where else he is, I think he might only be on X. But if you're a golf fan and you're not following Justin Ray at Justin RAY golf on X, I question how much of a golf fan you are, because he is like an never-ending encyclopedia of golf knowledge, and especially when you get into these major tournaments here, I really love following his stuff. But one of his nuggets that he dropped out there today was, and let me find it here because I want to make sure I get this exactly right. 18 of the last 19 champions at Augusta have been within 4 shots of the lead after round 1. So if you look at the bottom of the screen there, the odds that our crackhead staff put together there are only for the guys that are within 4 shots of the lead. Now, I don't think anybody's surprised if you look at that Scotty Scheffler in his current position on the leaderboard is still the favorite. So some people like to take the big swing. Everybody's bankroll is different. We're never going to bankroll shame on this show ever. You have people doing that, then they're not people you need in your life. But there's 2 different approaches here. And a couple of the people that work with us on our crew, we've had this conversation a million times over. So tonight you're going to get this boost from this sports book and this boost from this sports book and this boost from this sports book. And, you know, like they said, Vegas isn't built on winners. That's not how it got built. So you're going to get an opportunity, maybe, if you like one of these guys that's not named Scotty Scheffler, to attach a little boost and hold on for dear life, because that seems like how it typically goes when you go against Scotty Scheffler. So I like the spots I'm in. I really thought that Bryson played well today. Couple of spots where he'd be the first one to tell you he had a shit shot. He would probably tell you exactly like that. I like the distance that he's in. You know, just other guys that are out and about. We've talked about him several times on this show. Definitely a show favorite, Max Homa. I thought that, you know, props, by the way, and congrats to Max and Lacey on got another baby on the way. So congrats to them. Max, 2 over, tied for 51st. I thought he played pretty well today. It's going to be interesting. Remember, top 50 in ties is how we make this cut line now. So some people forget that. I forgot it a couple minutes into last night when I was thinking about it here. But, you know, if you look at that mark right now, you've got your group at T38. Its final name on that list is Sam Burns, and that's a 1 over group. Thank you. Love this. Bernard Longer, the old battle axe. He leads a second group, the T51s, at +2. Some of the chatter today was that the cut line may be around +5. I don't know if it's going to go all the way to 5. It'll be close, but I don't know if it's quite going to get to 5. So always the interesting thing is the early start, you know, late, the rotation of everything. I think one thing, and you saw it today especially, that 15th green, when it hardens up, man, holy shit. That can sink your damn tournament, as we've seen several times in the past, but especially a couple of times today. So if you had a first round leader today, congrats, props to you. If you're in the DFS contest, I know you're kicking my ass. Not the best day out of my group, but it's hard to have a bad day watching the freaking Masters. So Mike versus Mac update as we've got a close one there. And just like we've played this whole first stage of the season, we didn't really get a whole lot of time to explain it. So we broke up the schedule into four phases or stages, as you'll hear Max say when we do the videos. The end of stage one is the Masters, but the catch this year was we could only use one guy. You could only use a guy one time per stage. So I'll kind of like a Survivor style format. And if you win the stage, we're going full like Pacific Coast League. You get an extra 5 points for winning the stage. The interesting thing about this one is the stage is still up for grabs. And right now it's Mac with Scheffler at T2, me with Bryson at T5. Mac was able to hold on to the third spot. He's got Rory at T27. I got JT at T38. Will Zalatoris. Really, really hope Will plays well tomorrow. Looked a little shaky today. He's in the 5th spot, and then Mac has Tony Finau in the 6th spot. So even that's going to come down to Sunday. So a lot more stuff coming up. Let's see if I can round the guys up tomorrow. TJ's not much of a golfer. The funny thing is I sent the boys a text today, and I made a comment about Rory going into the water on 15. It was a little bit loaded. That's why I'm not going to share it with you. But it was, I mean, how many times have we done this? You've all held one of these tickets before. You got a first round leader. It's coming to the end. There's only one guy you're worried about. So that was the message I sent. And in typical TJ fashion, I know nothing about golf. Sends both Mac and I this long list of stuff. And I go, you are an expert on putting golf balls into the water. So I was hoping TJ would come on, but the guys are a little busy right now. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe somebody joins me tomorrow. Maybe somebody doesn't. There was just so much today that wasn't going to fit into a short form video and had a chance to go live. So those of you that are getting to see us on TikTok live for the first time, appreciate you guys joining us. A couple of people saying hello. Appreciate that. Tell your friends, tag your friends. We are always live on our X, YouTube, and Facebook channels. We're working on adding more and more as we go. Again, on the 19th of April, that is a week from this Saturday. Next Saturday, right before they've dropped puck for the first time in the Stanley Cup playoffs, we're going to preview the entire playoffs. We're going to cover the Masters all weekend long and a bunch of other stuff. Max Wild Ride coming up on Friday, our first baseball check of the year. And then we're going to be right back into this. So let me know. Drop a comment. Tag your friends. Tell your friends. Let us know who you got, what ticket you're holding on to, which one you've already thrown away, flushed down the toilet, which one you're a little nervous about. What are you hedging on? We're all kind of in the same boat. But between Sergio Garcia's pants, looked like he was freaking working at McDonald's. And then Ballester literally relieving himself in Rays Creek with the stupid ass upside down script Sun Devils hat on. Decky shot off the flag stick. The Army Golf left, right out of McElroy and Cantlay on 15. The shot that Akshay Bhatia, this is why I can't be left alone, because I completely forgot about the shot he hit on 16 today. That's the kind of like exciting thing I think about watching Akshay's game. That was the best shot of the day, and it wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't close. So I'm interested to see what kind of pressure Justin Rose gets from the group right behind him, and which one of these guys that's kind of hovering, man, I'll use two guys in the Mike versus Matt contest, Will Zalatoris and Tony Finau, are at that +2, +3. Should be inside the cut line, but obviously the cut line is subject to change, and the yellow line is never official, as we all know this. So everybody that chimed in, for those of you watching on TikTok live for the first time, appreciate you. We're going to try and get more of these to you. To the rest of you that normally watch us on these same channels, thank you. More to come. Enjoy the Masters. And we're out.